Scorpio, welcome to Carol's Universe, Tarot Readings from the Heart. So, I should have really written down the week that I'm commencing the readings for. This is the week ahead. So, we're looking at the 28th, 30th to the 4th. That's it. So, 30th to the 4th. 30th of March to the 4th of April 2020. You know, it's a shame. I've just done a video on the epidemic, well, the pandemic that the world is facing at the moment, and I really want to put it up, but the tarot keeps telling me not to put it up. So I'm not going to put it up. I really wanted to put it up. I did an hour-long video this morning for everyone, really, on my thoughts on what's going on and how we can kind of get through this time together. And just reading the papers, funnily enough, it was reiterating everything I was saying in the reading, but the tarot is saying no, don't put it up, so I won't put it up. But just to say that everyone keep safe and observe the social distancing rules. There's a lot of people that are flaunting this stuff, and I'm going to say the same message on each of the 12 videos that I put out for the week ahead. But you know, it's not a joke. It really isn't. These numbers are going up every day, every week. And it's a very, very frightening thing, So I would just say, you know, keep safe and just try and keep as well as you can, my darlings, all right? Because I really do worry for everyone, including myself and everyone around me. Not just my family, but also subscribers and people that have been so good to me and helped me with the channel and everything. I love you all so very, very, very much, you know. Please just listen to what the advice is being told to you, that's all. It's a shame that I really want to put that video. I'll keep the video in my folders anyway on my computer just in case I change my mind. But right now the universe is saying don't put that video up, so I won't put it up just yet. Let's have a look. I just want to do a message. And I might get out my... because I don't want to do a strict sort of week ahead on what's happening kind of thing. I want to do just sort of a message from the universe for you. Going to use This Might Hurt Toes. Definitely a brilliant deck just for forthright, you know, readings, forthright messages. It's beautiful. And we'll probably maybe use the Psychic Tarot for the Heart by John Holland, and also clarifying with my trimmed and edged Thelema deck. Okay, so I'm going to just shuffle the cards, Scorps, and just have a look at 10 cards. The message is the Queen of Swords. So what do we do when we are looking at a Queen of Swords? Well, we're observing with the Queen of Swords energy. We're looking... she's not looking subjectively because she's a sword. Swords are not subjective. Cups are more subjective than swords are, because cups are all about your feelings. And if you're looking subjectively at something, what you're doing is you're looking at it from, you know, your own kind of perspective, rather than looking at things for what they are. You're seeing things for what you feel that they should be. So the sword energy is more about looking objectively at things. With the Queen of Swords, it's also about communicating the truth and being honest and being fair when she's up in, you know, when she's upright. So it can also be about criticism as well. You got a king here as well. I feel that you need to, this is a week more than anything, for communicating with somebody really important in your life, as that King of Coins can represent somebody who's really important, you know. Now, this could be communicating with your bank manager. This could be communicating with your mortgage advisor, because, you know, the King of Coins, it could be your partner as well, but it's somebody who holds the purse strings, maybe somebody who's, you know, a financial person, somebody who's intrinsic in your life, but they're intrinsic in terms of the finances. So I think it's a week that's really important for communicating honestly with somebody who deals in finances, with this King of Coins energy here, especially if you're looking for some form of financial relief. And you know, the star, you can read that in a couple of ways. You can read that as relief, or you can read it as vulnerability, you know. So some of you guys, especially if you're feeling in these times, Scorpio, a sense of vulnerability, especially around your finances, it's time to be open, be honest, and communicate with somebody, you know, financially, especially if you're feeling vulnerable, or with the star, or to clear something up, to relieve yourself of something here with the star energy showing there. I feel with the Seven of Cups, there's a lot of confusion at the moment, and things are very kind of hidden and unclear with that Seven of Cups energy. You've got a magician energy here. So I feel that there's a lot of uncertainty about what's happening next, because the magician is all about the manifestation, things happening, things coming into reality. So I think there's a lot of uncertainty with the Seven of Cups energy in terms of what's happening next. And it may be that some of you guys, especially financially wise, income wise, there's a need to kind of open up and be clear and communicate with somebody who is in charge of finances in order to clear a situation, because I do feel there's uncertainty about what's happening next with that magician energy there. The Eight of Wands, again, it's a card about advancement, communication, things being rapid, okay? Releasing the energy of the Five of Cups. So some of you guys need to focus on releasing fear and releasing doubt and releasing sadness with the Five of Cups energy showing here, okay? Possibly by getting some advice with the Hierophant energy, getting advice and guidance. You've got the Hierophant underscoring the star as well. So both cards would reference guidance. So there is a need for guidance this week from this individual here. But you need to ask for it, because when the Queen of Swords holds her hand out like that, she's asking. So this is a request. So you need to request guidance from this individual here, whoever that is, especially if you're feeling with the Star and the Five of Cups in a place of vulnerability. The way that you release that sadness and vulnerability is by getting some guidance with the King of Coins, because some of you guys are unsure about what's coming next, maybe with that magician energy showing there. Yeah, I mean, certainly you can get guidance here with the Hierophant energy, and this guidance here is going to help to try and alleviate, I think, some of this sorrow here, because with the Temperance card, it's all about management, it's all about healing, it's all about putting things back into balance. So it's certainly the guidance that you receive here, especially from this person here, will probably help with the Temperance energy and the Hierophant to alleviate some of this tension, some of these fears with the Five of Cups energy showing here. And that's also going to help to lighten the load, because when you get a Temperance card, what it's doing is it's basically modifying, it's moderating, and there's a load here. So the message this week, Scorpio, is to ask for guidance. We are in some very uncertain times. We really, really are. You know, I work from home. I run my own tarot business, so I am very fortunate in what I do, because, you know, it's one of those businesses that, you know, if you've like, I have a massive pool of clients, so I have a very, you know, solid business, and I'm very thankful for that. I may not get the hugest of views on YouTube, but I've got a massive business. I've got a very good business, and I enjoy what I do, and I'm very blessed and lucky that I have this type of business. But there are people out there who are losing their jobs every day. You know, there are companies that are closing down, unfortunately. There are people wondering how they're going to pay their rent, how are they going to pay their mortgage. The King of Coins is a mortgage person, you know. He's the bank manager, he's the bank, he's the he's the property person showing here with the King of Coins. And you need to request, ask for help from this individual here. All right, you want to also, with the Star and the Five of Coins, to alleviate. You got cards that show alleviation of this. Eight of Wands is one and the Star is the other. Both cards amidst this card here, sitting in very close proximity with that Five of Cups, are talking about alleviating the pain, the sorrow, the disappointment, the doubt of the Five of Cups energy. All right, surrounding this, we've got the Hierophant, a Hierophant, somebody who is in a place of power, somebody who can offer wise words, wisdom, can help you to manage with the Temperance energy, or it can at least soften and moderate some of that pressure. So it's going to, when you get a Temperance card as well, it's cooling something down. Now, yes, they are both fire signs, but this is very much about the water. Can you see that? It's going to help bring things into balance. You've got the fire and the water actually pouring into each other, two completely separate elements, but yet they're working together as one to try and alleviate some of the pressure, because some of you guys are feeling very pressured with that Ten of Wands, especially financially, probably. Scorpio. So the universe is saying that if you need help, if you're feeling sad, Five of Cups energy, about money, your job, that type of thing, about your, because remember the coins, They're money, they're work, but they're also property. So some of you guys could be feeling a little bit worried or doubtful or fearful with that Five of Cups, or sad about also having to leave your job, for example, there. Okay, you may be worried about your financial security, your property, where you need to ask somebody who would deal in that. All right, possibly to shed some light on the confusion, because if you thought about kind of the weather and the sky and stuff, the Seven of Cups would be clouds forming, cloud formation. The star is what's peeking through the clouds, so it's brightening, you know, it's showing, it's a guiding light through those clouds. So need to ask the King of Coins. Some of you guys having left a job, left somewhere of stability here. All right, you may have fears about losing, Eight of Wands, having to leave your home, fears having to leave the home. Okay, it's very uncertain what next is coming. Seven of Cups and the Magician. You need to ask a King of Coins for guidance of the star energy, so it alleviates, with the Eight of Wands and the star, the worries that you're feeling. Get guidance on how you can modify or how you can cool, because this is also cooling down, how you can kind of cool down on the pressure, how you can cool, you know, cool off the pressure here. So how can we get the pressure off a little bit? You need to get advice on. It's a week for getting advice on how you can kind of remedy, because remember, this is a remedy. So get advice on how you can remedy the stress that some of you guys may be feeling amidst this difficulty. And some of you guys, it's definitely going to boil down to money, work and property matters. Okay, so you definitely need to be speaking to people this week and trying to get some advice if you can get through. Let's have a look at some of you guys also need to get guidance from the government. The Hierophant is the government and this is guidance. All right, some of you guys need to get guidance, because the guidance, especially in the UK, I don't know about America and other places, but especially in the UK, I don't think they've rolled it out just yet, but you certainly can get some help from the government as well in terms of finances. You know, they're paying people up to 80%, I think. I think it might be starting from June though, I'm not sure, or next month or something. They're paying people every month 80% of their salary, and the employer should pay up to the rest. But so there is financial help there is financial aid. Okay, so you need to talk to your government, your local authorities, the Hierophant energy showing there. See if they can lighten temperance the load. Okay, let's have a quick look at what the advice is through the John Holland spiritual advice. Universe Spirit, what's the spiritual advice this week for Scorpio, please? What's the spiritual advice for Scorpio this week, please? Spiritual advice. You need to make a dedicated effort, Scorpio, to believing that you can succeed. Right, now that makes sense to me, because I think that, you know, the ramifications of what's been happening in our world for the last few weeks, a lot of people are, and that's where the Five of Cups comes in as well, a lot of people are in a place of sadness and doubt. You know, they're losing their independence, they're losing their way of life, and we don't even know how things are going to turn out after this is kind of blown over a little bit, because I think the world in a way is probably going to be a very, very different place, a very different place to how it used to be. I mean, already, you know, if I go onto Amazon and order anything, you know, I basically, they'll ring the intercom and I'll tell them to leave my stuff outside my door or at the bottom of the stairs. You know, I won't open the door, and I'll leave it for a few minutes so that their breath has gone. It sounds weird, but that's what I do. That's how I am. And then I get my plastic gloves, go out, and I pick up the box. I won't pick up the box with my hands. I don't know who's handled that box, if they've sneezed on it, anything at all, and I'll spray it down with disinfectant. I know it's crazy and it's obsessive, and when I'm doing it, I even get a little bit like, oh man, this feels crazy. I feel crazy doing it because it's something I've not had to do before, but it's something that we have to get used to. And I think that, you know, it can then have, you know, in itself, it's a mental health issue. This whole thing, in a way, Scorpio, is a mental health issue in itself, because, you know, if the thing doesn't get you, if the virus doesn't get you, then your mental health kind of does, because then you're kind of like, oh my goodness, I'm having to do all of these actions, and then suddenly, if, for example, you forget to do something, you're like, oh my God, I've just put my hand on my face. Did I wash my hand? It just does all of that stuff. It just confuses you to hell. It really does. It's a very, very confusing time on all levels, and you can, amidst all of that, become very kind of doubtful and very kind of somber and very negative about life and the future. So we have to, and that's why we have to double our effort. So we have to make a dedicated effort to believe that we can succeed. Because a lot of people are kind of like, oh my goodness, I've just read in the paper myself that the UK, we're already at over 1,000 people dead from this thing, and it's really, really frightening. At those times you think, oh my God, are we all doomed? Where is this hidden enemy? If you want me to put the video up that I did, let me know, all right? Just let me know if you'd like me to put up that video that I did on this thing, okay? It's an hour long and I did a video on it. Let me know. I'm just going to ask you guys, if you don't want to put it up, you don't have to say anything. You can leave it. We don't have to put it up, but just let me know if you want me to put it up. But in these times, and the dedicated effort to believe and succeed is simply saying, Scorpio, that we have to make double the effort. We have to really force ourselves to believe that we can succeed, because as the days go on, and as things probably will start to kind of advance before they go down, it's going to be a time that's going to, and really what it's saying is that our faith is really being tested in this. Our faith is being tested. So we have to make that that concerted effort to believe that we can succeed, because a lot of us are going to kind of be like, I don't believe that we're going to get through this, or I don't believe that we're going to, I'm not saying all of us. I certainly believe that we're going to get through it, but we just don't really know when, but you have to make that dedicated effort to believe that you can succeed, because, also the way that we think really kind of informs the way that things are kind of turning around for us. So that's the advice from the universe for this week, okay? Keep strong, guys. Keep strong, and have faith. Have faith in, in the good, and in the and be confident, and just follow the guidelines. That's what I would say. Follow the guidelines. They're talking about social distancing. I was reading in the paper today that people are going out still in groups and thinking that this is some kind of a bloody holiday. It's not. It doesn't mean that because you're socially distancing in the week, oh, well, I'm going to go out on the weekend now because there's no work. Well, no, it's not. We've got to social distance all the time, and we've got to stay in our homes all the time and go out once a day in the UK. It's probably like that in the other parts of the world, but it's really a time for following guidelines and following what the people are saying. Do you see what I mean? It's really important. And this reading is saying, especially it's based on your finances and stuff, if you are worried about your finances, your home, how you're going to pay your mortgage, your rent, that type of thing, you need to contact your local authority, your government, advisor, official, and you need to talk about it, because there's uncertainty about what the next phase is, what the next steps are, and some of you guys are really struggling here. Well, you need, that's what that's what your government is for. Your government is there to try and, heal the pressure, take some of that pressure away, okay? And you really, this is you, Scorpio, asking. You're not even, you're saying, I need help. The Queen of Swords doesn't really ask, she tells. So you need to say, I absolutely need help here because of this, this and this. So it's a week for kind of asking, if you need something, ask for it and speak about it and be open, okay? Because it can be remedied. It really can. And you also need to make an effort in these times to believe that we can succeed too. All right, my darlings, that is the message for the week ahead. I'd like to say thanks ever so much for joining me on Cara's Universe, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.